What's up, guys? It's DJ. Welcome to Gamma Bro Hulk Reviews. Now for your Gamma dose of the Jade Giant. Today's featured Hulk item is the Posable Leaping Hulk from the 2003 Hulk the Motion Picture. And the review is coming up next. Thanks for joining me today, guys. So today's review is the Posable Leaping Hulk. This is a very popular line from the 2003 Hulk motion picture. This line was pretty vast, a couple Hulk sets and a lot of the single figures, a lot of gimmicks for each specific figure. And today is the Leaping Hulk. So basically, there's a giant turbine-shaped controller in the back of him, and has this little cord that's like a bungee, and you swing him down and swing him up, and he leaps in the air. And the superposable part is he's decently articulated. It's a great line, and this figure is really cool. So I'll show you what he looks like right now. So here is the Hulk himself. I did a recent review on the throwing action Hulk. And what's nice is this is a different body sculpt, different body molds, just generally a very different figure overall. So I like the diversity within the line. We'll jump right into sculpt. I think the face sculpt on this is really good. I love the Eric Bana look to it. Pretty accurate to the movie. Great eyes. I like the little snarling effect that he has on his mouth. As for the chest, much bigger, wider, more burly of a chest compared to the throwing action Hulk, which I like. This definitely resembles more of the Hulk from the movie, in my opinion. Somebody made a great comment in the previous video on these, saying that the different Hulks are the different size transitions that he went throughout the movie, because he generally got bigger as the movie went on. And I thought that was a really cool interpretation. So I like how this is a much wider, bigger sculpt compared to the other throwing action Hulk. Nice wide shoulders, huge arms. The right arm has the fist, and the left arm he has the gripping hand. Huge arms, just huge overall. Huge traps. Here's the hook for the bungee. Here is some of the articulation that I'll get in later, which is pretty cool. Big, huge calves. I really like the color they chose for the pants. Now here is what the bungee controller looks like. I like the wear and tear on it. I like the cable showing, the turbine in the back, the turbine fan in the front. Kind of resembling a missile in a way, but more of a turbine. But very cool sculpt overall. I like it. So for sculpt overall, I like this a little bit better than the throwing action Hulk. I think I like the width, the more filled out frame. I like the face a little bit better too. I think it's a wider face. So I just generally like the look of this figure a little bit better than the last one. So I will give a sculpt of this an A-. We'll jump into paint. So we have the black hair, a little bit of green highlights throughout there, green lips, the white teeth, green gums, nice paint on the eyes. Now there's a little bit of weathering of darker browns throughout the chest. Not a lot, just vaguely sporadic throughout there. You can see a little bit on the bicep, on the forearm. With all the texturing and sculpt work throughout the chest and the abs and the veins, you can really bring out a lot of cool textures and colors and highlights on this. You can see all the texture work on the abs there too. Pretty nice. But, they do have shading in certain areas, certain key areas, a little bit on the shoulders and the back. I like the pants. I like the aged look. They do a really good job with all these Hulks with the color of the pants. I really like the weathering look overall, the highlights and all the different ripples throughout the ripped pants. And again, just a tad bit of weathering there as well. So I like the color green PVC they chose. I love the more plum maroon colored pants, and pretty good highlights. They didn't do the nails or anything, and there's no highlights or sculpt work on the bottom there. Overall, for paint, I will give this a B. I think it's generally good. It's pretty right down the middle with the more green highlights and black wash on this. It'll really bring it out to like a lower A- to an A. But overall, very nice. Can't go wrong with it. And now we will jump into quality. So these figures are excellent quality, super heavy. With this turbine in the back, it really makes the heft of this a lot. And what's pretty, cool is that even with the weight of this thing hanging in the back, when you put him on the ground, he stands. So even with the weight on the back pulling, he's still able to hold himself up. Pretty dang cool. Really good quality plastic. The joints are all tight. Very, very little wear and tear on this. For the most part, you're not going to have much weathering or damage or any issues with these type of figures. So overall, just very good. Very good quality. I'd give it probably an A- overall for quality. Now we will jump into articulation. So we'll start with the head. So the head goes up about that high. Really, really nice. Really good rotation on both sides. The traps here will block the head from turning all the way around, but you don't really need that. Head goes down really low too. So very nice overall with that. Arms go out quite a bit on both ends, which is great. You can get a lot of cool flexing poses. So you can have him flexing his arms. Really, really nice single joints here in the elbow. You have wrist rotation. You cannot flex the wrist at all. You can articulate the four fingers here, which is nice. And you have bicep swivel on both ends. So again, this is a fist, and you can twist and articulate the fist fully, which is great. So it's different than this side, but you only can do the fingers and the rotation here. Single joint. Take a look at the back. So what makes this unique is you have a lot of motion in the back. So you can get a lot of good rotation and get the arms to come in pretty decent. They can get folded in all the way into here, which is really nice. So you get a lot of cool flexing poses like this as well, which is nice. So I wish there were two fists here, and then you could have a really nice Hulk flexing pose, but still really good overall. The only downside of this is I think the newer Hulks for Marvel Legends implements this type of same general articulation, just done a lot better. So instead of folding it forward, you can go back quite a bit to better smashing poses. But this gives you just tons of forward momentum with the shoulders, but you get these weird gaps. So when you do that, just make sure you're posing him from the front. It's still really, really nice. You can get really good tucked smashing poses like this. It's just the difference is with the new Marvel Legends, you can really fold the arms back quite a bit more compared to this. So it's just opposite, which is still pretty neat. You have a waist swivel here, and there's no crunch. There's no articulation in the hips here. So basically you get the movement through the rib cage area, which is fine. Really full 360 rotation. Okay, you can move the legs forward and that far back, so they don't go back all that far, but you get really good extension on the sides. In all reality, when posing these Hulks, is there really a reason to even do that? So the one side gets the rotation here, and then the other side doesn't. Yeah, and the right leg doesn't get that rotation, so it's only forward rotation here. So you can replicate one leap on one end, basically. You can't do that with both legs, but Hulk will do the splits, and it goes out pretty far right there. So pretty cool articulation overall, and then you do get a little bit in the ankles on both ends. You get more flex on this side compared to this, but still decent. So now I'm going to try to show you what the leaping function is. So basically, you hold it in your hands like this, you pull the cord down, and there it's all swinging by. So it's pretty cool. So that's the Hulk leaping motion. And he goes up pretty far. The weight of him doesn't carry all the way up the top. You'll get about this much slack in the string, but the string goes really, really far. So you're looking at about maybe 2 feet in length of the string when fully extended. And then he'll go up to about maybe a foot. And then what you do is here, you turn this a little bit, and then this winds it behind his back here. So you just keep winding it, just like this. You wind it up, and then it'll lay right behind his back like this. And again, I'll show you this a little bit more. You see a little bit more of the paint on this too. So you have the silver weathering and the orange wire there, the green little tip there. So the paint on this is pretty nice as well. So the articulation on this figure is interesting. It gives you a lot of range in certain areas and then kind of gives you limited range in others. But for giving you decent leaping poses and a few action poses, I think it's pretty good overall. So for the articulation and the functionality of what the action feature is, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. And I'll give it a B+ overall for the action feature and articulation. So does this have the wow factor? I think generally figures like these don't necessarily stand out all that much. I think they're all very similar. Excellent sculpts. If you're a fan of the 2003 Hulk movie, you should be very interested in this line. Overall, I still think it's very fun. I do enjoy it. And for wow factor, I will give it a B overall. I think it's average, and it won't stand out in the collection, but it won't get lost in the collection either. Here are a few bits and pieces of what the box looked like before it was cut. I try to save a lot of my boxes if I open them. You can pause this if you want to read it. And here's a little promotional image of him leaping. I put this in my thumbnail, a nice cool version of it. And then here is the directions. So basically you just hold the engine as shown, move it up and down to start the leaping action, press and hold button to stop it, and then twist it to get him to go back up. And overall, I will give this a B+. I think it's really good in the line, and it's definitely worth picking up if you, again, enjoy the 2003 Hulk movie. So I hope you enjoy this. Please Hulk smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Shorts Monday through Friday, my regular videos Saturday and Sunday, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.